Shut up and sit down.
Good evening, everyone! Welcome back once again to Vicious Rants, and of course I am your host, Mr. Main Event himself, the often imitated, never duplicated, superstar Tim Vicious, and folks, oh my god, this has been the most fun wrestling weekend I have had in a long time. And the main reason for that, more than anything, is because we at the Main Event Wrestling Network went all night long. We went 24 straight hours streaming, a 24-hour non-stop stream. Oh my god, it was so much fun. We had such a blast. All of us talking about different aspects, showing different aspects of our views, our thoughts, and just chatting about wrestling and life and the things that we see and like and don't like and all of that. It was just so great, and we are all still riding that high, and man, we are all going to be riding that for a long time. We will try and do something like that again sometime soon. I don't want to give day or times, because management is still wants to get some things figured out on that, but I will tell you this. There will be a link in the description tab, whether you're watching the video or listening to the audio. It will be in the description tab, so that way you can go and check it out. It's on the Main Event Network's YouTube page, Main Event Net, folks. Oh my god, it was so much fun. But I gotta say, first and foremost, the main reason for tonight's episode, we're gonna be talking about Saturday night's main event in Tampa, Florida, and WWE really helped put Tampa on a lockdown this past weekend, and they had freaking Saturday night's main event. Then they had the NXT show. They had NXT Battleground, which, folks, I don't know if you've not watched. I get some folks don't watch NXT because, like I've said before, it's the developmental, it's the farm league. You know, it's where the people go to groom to get ready for the main roster. Okay, not gonna argue that, but big things are happening on there, and most notably, Trick Williams is now the new TNA World Champion. A contracted WWE wrestler is the World Champion for TNA Wrestling. A whole different company altogether. Wow. Did not see... Again... I'm just imagining if somebody woke up from a coma, like if somebody was in a coma for like 8 months, and they woke up and got told, dude, you're not going to believe this, but Trick Williams is TNA champion now. What, did he get released from WWE? No. He's still in NXT. He's world champion for TNA while still in NXT. What? Yeah, it should, wow. Anyways, we are here for Saturday night's main event. Folks, let's go and get right into it. Before we do, though, got to remind everyone, we are WWE Shop affiliates. So what that means is, if you want to purchase any WWE merchandise, all you got to do, instead of going to their website, all you got to do, click the link in our description tab, or if you're watching the video on here, see that QR code on the screen? That one, right there. Scan that QR code. It will take you to WWE Shop. You make whatever purchase for whatever items you buy. It could be pins, it could be t-shirts, it could be plushes, it could be memorabilia, it could be collector's cards, it could be something worth $5 or something worth $500. Make whatever purchase you want. And folks, we here at the Vicious Studios, will receive a small nominal commission for every purchase you make. And I'm going off the script here, and chances are the bosses may not like this, but if you have discount codes, if you have a code for free shipping, if you have a code for 10, 20, 30, even 50% off your order, you can still use that while using our link. So, click the link, make your purchases, and I stress this all the time. You doing that helps us make this better for you. With that said, one last bit of shilling, and then we're going to get into the show. Whatamaneuver.net for some vicious rants apparel, much like what I'm wearing right here. We got tanks, and that's perfect for now that we're getting into the warm season. We have t-shirts. We have long sleeves for them rainy days. We have women's tees because we do not discriminate against the ladies. We have toddler tees for the little ones. We also have baby onesies. Folks, it's a perfect gift for somebody you love, somebody you hate, or something that you just want to give so you can give to Goodwill. And if you want to go buy that, give it to Goodwill so you can hold on to your absolute favorite wrestling shirt, by all means go ahead. I will not judge. I will not discriminate on that. Because someone out there will truly, much like Jim, be outrageous wearing that. Whatamaneuver.net for vicious rants apparel. Now with that said, let's get into this week's show. Saturday night's main event. It starts off with Seth Elizabeth Rollins, because his middle name is not frickin' damn it, and the big bad booty nephew himself, Bron Breakker, going against the King of Ska, Sami Zain, and Charles Manson Punkish. So this was a good tag match. A lot of good fast action at the start. Sami was pretty much murdered going into the commercial break by Bron, and made into a punching bag post break. Punk wound up getting a hot tag in and started cleaning up house. And at one point, Sami came back in. He was lining up. He had Bron set up to go for the haluva kick. He was in the corner, lining him up. Ready, and go! What the? And Paul Heyman grabbed his foot. Ref was yelling at Paul, and Sami was yelling at Paul. And it was like a looky-loo. That's all. Getting distracted over here by this big cataclysmic thing going on over here, so you don't see the other big thing going on over here. So, while everyone's busy being caught up seeing Paul Heyman arguing with Sami Zayn and the referee, we see the return of Big Bronson Reed. He comes out, absolutely murders Punk, rams him through a barricade, and then after that, Bron spears Sami for the 1-2-3. Reed gets in the ring. Breakker, he's looking three different kinds of mad, staring down Reed. And then Seth steps in between him like, whoa, let me. Goes over, looks at him, and then embraces him with a nice big hug and, my boy, oh, it's so good to have you with me. So then they had Reed go and do a tsunami onto Punk, I believe it was. On Monday, it explained, yes, there was history and there was bad blood between Reed and Sami, but given Reed's destructive force, it was no question asked as to why Seth would want him to run with him. So it was not a matter of if, it was a matter of we will. So next up we have Women's United States title action, and this match was actually made Thursday or Friday right before Saturday night's main event. I don't remember the day, but specifically, I believe it was that Thursday. They officially made that match, they announced that match. Chelsea Green going for a rematch for the coveted Women's United States Championship against Zelina Vega. And I gotta give points on the fact that my son pointed this out, because everyone was saying Zelina Vega's outfit was based on All Might from My Hero Academia, and he just looked at me with the straightest face saying, "What? Well, what if it's Stars and Stripes?" I did not think that, dude. That was clever thinking. And anyone that watched My Hero Academia will understand what I'm talking about right there. For those that don't, I highly recommend that you've watched the show, so you do. Either way, back to the match. Really good. Chelsea, she was leading with authority at the start. Match went at a nice, decent pace. Now, at one point, Zelina, she went to go do a 619. I don't know if she slipped or not, but the way the camera was positioned, it looked like Zelina may have botched. I don't know if it was or not, but she wound up messing up. She did the shot and boom! Slammed Chelsea's face and caught Chelsea right in the face, and her nose was bleeding. Like she took a right cross right to the face. Like she took a right cross to the nose. But I give Chelsea Green credit where credit's due. She is a hell of a trooper. She is a hell of a trooper. And she will work her ass off in there. And she did. And Zelina wound up getting the win with the code red from the top. They wound up showing Chelsea. She had blood all over her face. Almost reminiscent of like the Andrew WK album where his nose, where blood was all over him. Where like he had a massive bloody nose from like screaming so loud and so hard. That kind. But yeah. Next up, we got John Cena challenging, going up one-on-one against Ron Cena. I'm sorry, R-Truth. Because, man, this one was emotionally hard to take in because it's always hard to see somebody having to fight their childhood hero, and seeing R-Truth having to go one-on-one against his childhood hero, John Cena, man, it was, that was something. That was something, I'll tell you. Truth, very much so, being the very good guy Cena from like 2012 to 2015 era-ish, acting very much so in those kind of mannerisms, going like that. And then both guys just, and the more Truth was doing it, the more Cena was just like, "You really gonna try and do me? No. No, Truth, you don't get this. Nobody outdoes me except me. And I honestly, I was really impressed. I died laughing at the fact when Truth wound up pulling out the infamous Cena 5 moves of doom. Shoulder tackle, duck the punch, scoop, slam, and then you can't see me, 5 knuckle, shuffle into the AA. Yeah. But match, unfortunately, Cena wound up faking, gets the title, grabs the title, looks like he's going to go use it just to get the refs distracted. And as the refs distracted, what's he do? Wham! Low blow, right in the little jimmies, and then hits Truth with an AA. Yeah. So next up we got Drew McIntyre versus Damian Priest in a solid steel cage match, and folks, this was the match I was so looking forward to because these two guys have had a hell of a feud going for a really good while, and all I could think is, okay, I'm not saying we need blood, but I'm saying we need violence. You can give me violence without blood. You could do violence without blood And you could also draw blood without violence. You may not understand. Some may think that's impossible to do, but trust me, both are physically possible. So either way, Drew McIntyre, Damian Priest. Drew just goes and assaults Priest right at the start before Priest even gets in the cage. Starts beating the living tar out of him. Drew winds up bleeding through for a very good portion of the match, just non-stop. Like I said, it was like he was trying to murder him. Like, boom, my God, this was so freaking good. I absolutely loved it. It was great. This was a damn good cage match. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It came to an end when Priest wound up building a comeback and does a one-man concerto onto Drew and then walks out the cage. Now, I will say this. I think the whole idea on this one of just walking out the cage was kind of... I think the walking out the cage part may have felt flat. And I don't want to sound like I'm armchair quarterbacking, because I'm not. But I think it would have been more cool if, after he did the one-man concerto, just kind of look and be like, oh my God, did I really do that? Holy shit. Kind of have that look of shock on his face, like he can't believe he actually hurt a man that badly. Go do the pin and then walk out the cage. That nonchalant, like, yeah. So, yeah, I just cracked the guy's head like it was like I was looking to make scrambled eggs. Holy shit! Wow. You know, I didn't think I could do that. Wow. I'm just saying, that's me personally. I think I would have. I wouldn't have mind seeing that. But again, I'm not gonna argue creative. I'm not gonna go and say, "Oh, I can't believe they did do that." Blah 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 blah. I'm not one of those kind of assholes. No. Far from it. You know. So now we come to main event match of the night. Yeet! Main event, Jey Uso going against the walking douche nozzle himself, Logan Paul. So it was good action. Paul wound up dictating the pace for the match, and you know, I say this almost to the point of nauseum. I get it. I don't like Logan Paul being in WWE any more than anyone else. But he draws attention. He draws the right kind of attention from crowds who may not necessarily gravitate towards pro wrestling. And you bring those people in, and they go and they're like, oh, well, hey, Logan Paul's on there. I listen to his show. I like his stuff. Let me see what this is about. Click. You're putting eyeballs on TV. Then they hear, oh, hey, Money in the Bank's going to be in LA. I live in LA. Let me go and see if I can get a ticket. If they can get a ticket, next thing you know, they go to a show. Bing, bang, boom, they start to get hooked. I'm not saying it's just... I think the right way to say this. Sometimes when you're doing business, you're going to wind up working with people you may not necessarily like or are very much so morally questionable. So it's a matter of, at the end of the day, when you're doing business, are you willing to do what's best for business? Pardon the pun. Or are you willing to go and just be like, no, we have to have this set of standards to do this, this, and this to appease this small minority of the fan base that's on the interweb. Yeah. So, yeah. Now, at one point, Jey, he's got everything set up, looking like he's about to go and get the win. Ref's counting 1, 2. And oh my goodness, John Cena comes out and stops the ref. And the reason for this is because before the match, Cena sees Jey Uso and emphasizes to him, you said you wouldn't let that world championship fall into the hands of some mediocre YouTuber. Well, if it did, that would ruin wrestling, wouldn't it? In which case, honestly, if if John Cena wanted to have the world title go to a mediocre YouTuber, by all means, John, if you're listening, message me. I will give you my address. I am in Erie, Pennsylvania, area code 16508. That's all you got to do. Say no more. Anyways, Cena winds up pulling the ref out and then proceeds to go and start helping Logan Paul with Jey. And then we get the return. The prodigal son has returned. Cody Riley Russell Reynolds the 23rd has returned, baby. Cody Rhodes comes back, winds up helping take out Cena, and excuse me. Cody winds up helping get rid of Cena. Match comes to an end when Logan Paul goes for a swing at Cody with that right hand of his. Cody ducks, he misses, turns around, next thing you know, boom, Jey spears him for the 1, 2, 3. That was it. After that, Cody gets on the mic. John, no, we're not doing this. So, you want to ruin wrestling, right? Well, how about this? How about you and your mediocre YouTube pal right there? You go against me and my friend right here, and we see you guys at Money in the Bank. Boom. So then the show cut. Now, and it was made official. We're going to get that tag match at Money in the Bank. I'm all for that, because here's the thing. You can't just have every Cena match be a Cena title match or like the match with Truth was. You got to have some kind of different varieties here and there. And not only that, this also helps build and make almost kind of like a filler gap in between going from Money in the Bank into SummerSlam. So either way, that is it for this week's show, folks. So like always, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Go back, watch some of the other episodes when you can. If you're listening to this on audio, make sure to go and share with the friends. Listen to some past episodes. We are building that platform up. Look for me on Twitter at Tim Vicious. On any social media platform, Tim Vicious. 99% chance it's me. Thank you to LFC Lingerie Fighting Championship. Contributor to the show, a little bit of wrestling, a little bit of me, and a whole lot of attractive women wearing a little bit of nothing. Thank you. Also, folks, do not forget to follow these cool-ass cats right here on the Twitter. DSB_IV, Main Event _net, the Main Event Wrestling Network Twitter account. Sergeant Curry Pants, 3 Count Thursday, D-Dryer 1986. Folks, like I always tell you, I am on Tim Vicious, I'm on Twitter, and much like I always say, at the end of the day, you love me, great, and if you hate me, well,
Shut up and sit down.
fuck yous.